In the heart of South London, two names became the face of the UK's trapwave sound: Young Ads and Dirtbike LB. Together, they built D Block Europe, an empire of hits, headlines, and auto-tune melodies. But in the shadows of their rise was a third figure, a voice that electrified their early tracks. That person's name was Little Pino. For a moment, fans thought DBE had become a trio. Then, just as quickly as he appeared, Little Pino was gone. So why did Lil P step away? Was it beef or something much deeper? The inception of D Block Europe dates back to 2014, when they started out of Lewisham in South London, with the powerful support of the renowned US rap legend Jada Kiss. From the very beginning, Ads and LB formed the vital core. However, the initial phase of DBE was not merely a duo. It represented a movement. Less-known figures like Aero Sync, KB, and of course the man of the moment, Little Pino, emerging from Catford, were part of this vibrant mix, thus creating an impression of a dynamic collective rather than a rigid duo. Lil Pino was not just a mere affiliate, he was a pure source of raw, unrefined energy that pierced through the glossy melodies. On tracks such as Nasty, released in 2018, fans profoundly felt his presence. For a significant period, it was perceived that DBE had not two but three frontmen dominating the stage. So who is Lil Pino? Well, Lil Pino's story didn't begin on the stage, it began on the roads. Growing up in Catford, surrounded by violence and narcotics, he was kicked out of his mum's house at just 15. Bouncing between hostels, fending for himself, he learned to move like an adult while still a teenager. That survival instinct gave his music weight, but it also kept him tied to the streets. It's just like any other hood, bro. Violence, narcotics, all that. Kicked out from young. It made me go harder. Looking back, it weren't even the worst situation. It made man grow. Little Pino said this in a recent interview with the Take Risk podcast team. By 2018, he'd linked with DBE officially. Mixtapes like PTSD, charting singles like Nasty, Lil Pino's name was cemented. The chemistry was undeniable. But behind the scenes, DBE was always built on Ads and LB's bond. They'd been in the game way before Pino. On tour, the chaos was real. Bottles flying, crowds surging, even cars trying to run them over in Liverpool. For fans, it was excitement. For promoters, it was a liability. Pino's street reputation spilled into the shows, and soon venues began viewing DBE as a liability. And as far as Ads and LB are concerned, liabilities are bad for business. At the height of DBE's fame, and possibly at a breaking point, jail time came into play. The details remain blurred, but one thing is clear: by the time Pino came out, the landscape had changed. DBE was on a run, breaking even further into the mainstream. Pino, meanwhile, had to carve his own lane. Man, come out of jail. I can't just be on tracks with them, bro. I gotta put out my own singles, my own tape. When it's that time, we'll slide together, but it's all love, though. This is how he explained on the Take Risk podcast how he felt and moved once he landed back home from jail. From 2021 onwards, Lil Pino shifted to solo work. Songs like Maya Mills and Kevin McAllister showcased his potential. But by 2022, the branding was clear. DBE was back to being a duo, while Pino was on his own path. Rumors swirled online. Was there a fallout? Did Pino get pushed out? Fans dissected Reddit threads and TikToks, searching for answers, but nothing was really clear at the time, leaving fans in a limbo state about what was going on between Ads LB and Lil Pino. Now in 2025, Pino himself set the record straight. Them man are a duo? It was never a trio. We're cool, bro. Everyone's doing their thing. That's how it's supposed to be, he said during the infamous Take Risk podcast interview. Today, there's no sign of beef. They follow each other online, Pino hints at features on his upcoming tape, and DBE keep breaking records. From the man himself, Little Pino, there is no beef between him and DBE. So why did Lil P leave D Block Europe? The truth is simple. He wasn't kicked out. DBE and Lil Pino simply had to go their separate ways, but they remain cool on a friendship level. The Lil Pino story is as follows. The roads made him, the music shaped him, and now independence is defining him. From hostels to headlines, Lil Pino's journey proves that sometimes the real hustle is going solo. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see Lil Pino, Ads, and LB grace the stage once again. So that's it for this documentary, and I know what you're thinking. Where is Mr. Inconspicuous, aka David Strappingborough? Well, David is on annual leave, and myself, Mr. Benedict Brickalot, is filling in. So I guess it's your boy, Benedict Brickalot, back with another original, unique and creative documentary. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates. The streets have spoken. This video is an investigative documentary. It does not intend to mock, shame, or humiliate any individuals or groups involved. No unverified claims or allegations are presented as fact. All information included has been publicly shared by third parties, media sources, or the individuals themselves. I am not responsible for the accuracy or opinions expressed in third-party content. This video is created under fair use for commentary, analysis and reporting, and complies with YouTube's community guidelines. This video does not seek to glorify or glamorize negative behavior, but aims to provide an educational insight into realities often overlooked or unseen by the wider public. As I always say, there's one simple rule. If you don't speak on it, I can't report on it. I hope you enjoy the video. Some things are better left unsaid. The streets have spoken.